Is this distracting? What about now? Hey everyone, it's Charli, and today I'll be doing a BMT themed Q&A video. I plan on probably doing more of these because you guys have a lot of questions. I want to do some more focused ones, like about certain topics. But this one's pretty much all over the place because I really wanted to upload a video because it's been a week. And I'm trying to upload at least once a week, probably every Monday, since on Sundays and Saturdays at tech school I have a lot of downtime. And the only days that I have downtime are on the weekends because tech school is a lot more stressful than I honestly thought it was going to be, especially since my tech school is so short. We have to pack a lot of information in like 1 month worth of schooling. So yeah, that's why I haven't been filming that many videos, but hopefully I can get on track. Right now I'm on Christmas exodus, so I'm back home. First time I've been home in 3 months because I've been in tech school for about a month, and BMT was obviously about 2 months. But anyways, I've been asking you guys to ask me questions, and I'm so sorry. I feel like I don't remember how to do this. Anyways, I've been asking you guys to ask me questions, and let's get into it. Okay, so the first question is a question that a lot of people have asked me, and is, was it hard, and what was the hardest part? Was it hard? Honestly, no. My development and training flight was probably, no, I'd say it's definitely harder than BMT, but it was difficult, I'll say, because of the next answer to the next question, which is, what was the hardest part? Really, just living with 44 other girls was the hardest part. Lots of different personalities, lots of different hormones, I guess. I don't know. It's just really stressful. And then being put in kind of a leadership position also made it harder because it's like you can't even shut down and just think about yourself when you really, really need time to. You always have to deal with what somebody else is going through too, which is honestly good for me as a person to help me grow, to be a better wingman and everything. But sometimes you just really, really needed a break, and I really didn't get that until probably after graduation. Was I a part of the new week system? Yes. BMT was a little longer for me, but kind of not really because I didn't have to go to Airman's Week. And I love the fact that I didn't have to go to Airman's Week. It really seemed kind of pointless, but they did incorporate everything from Airman's Week into the weeks. Instead of, most people think Airman's time is like time that you get to take to yourself. I don't know if it used to be that, but it's not that anymore. That's usually when your MTI makes you watch these videos about like what would you do in certain situations and things like that, and just facilitation to talk about your feelings, kind of, which isn't helping with the whole stereotype about all Air Force doesn't care about each other's feelings. But yeah, I guess it was important to know. I don't know. I could have went without it, honestly, but I'm really glad I didn't have a whole week of it because that would have been terrible. But yeah, I was a part of the new week system. I'm going to do a week-by-week BMT video to break down what we did in certain weeks. But I've heard that they're already trying to stop the new week system. While we were there, they were just developing it. I was, I think, the second or third group to go through it. And they're already, like, sick of it, which is fine. At least I got to go through it. At least I didn't have to go do Airman's Week. But, yeah, there were so many changes that were happening while we were there. Our MTIs didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was going on. They're like basically apologizing to us. They're saying, sorry, we don't know when you're doing what because we're flying this plane. No, we're fixing this plane as we fly it or some crap like that. I don't know. So yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. The next question was, what squadron were you a part of? And I'm glad I'm wearing my red today because I was a 320th Gator. And I honestly, just being at tech school and everything, I'm not downing anybody else's squadron, but I kind of am. Believe that was a part of the best squadron. Like, just being around people in tech school and people at Beast and just, like, being around other squadrons and other flights and other people, I can tell if they're from, like, the 320th or even the 321st or just, like, people who were, I'm not gonna say raised because it's like BMT, but like BMT raised like I was. I can tell, like the way we march, the way our military discipline and bearing. I'm not down at other squadrons, but I can definitely tell when people are like Gators or Warthogs or some. I can look at some people and say, wow, yeah, they lived in Alcatraz. I don't know what is about it. I'm not saying they got BMT raised on the wrong side of the tracks or anything. But some people, like, their military discipline and how they talk to senior NCOs and things like that is, like, ridiculous. And you can really tell when you go to tech school who was in your squadron and who wasn't. But, yeah, that's another rant for another day. Next question. Okay, on Instagram, I got a question about the weather, and I've also gotten this question a few times in my YouTube comments. What was the weather like when you were at Lackland? I first got there in September, and it was, I think, 102 degrees when I got off the bus. 102, and then, like, for most of the part, it was, like, in the 90s, 80s. We're in Black Flag a lot. And then right before we started getting ready to go to Beast, it dropped down to, like, 40. Overnight, it was so cold. Graduation was in the 40s. We graduated in our Apex jackets. That's how cold it was. And I would say a week, like after I got to tech school, my friends who were stuck at Lackland, like if there were security forces or anything, they were sending me Snapchats of the snow at Lackland. So yeah. It was about 100 when I got there, 90 throughout, about 40 midway through, 30 on graduation day, and snowing the week after I graduated. So yeah. Okay, this next question I thought was kind of weird because no one's ever asked me this, but someone in my YouTube comments asked me, did I have to get a pap smear at BMT and what it was like? No, that doesn't happen. Nobody, if you don't know what a pap smear is, look it up, but that didn't happen at all. Speaking of medical like things, the next question is going to be about the peanut butter shot. Was it that bad? Honestly, I deal with so much medical stuff at BMT, I'm gonna make a whole entire video about it, but the peanut butter shot was not that bad for me. There's a lot of people being really dramatic. It was not that bad. It was thick, I'll give it to you, and the process of getting it was just like you and your wingman were standing beside each other, like maybe you and 3 other wingmen were just standing in a line, and then all of a sudden they would say, turn around, put your hand on the desk and bend over. Then you and your wingman will both do it, and then 2 different people would give you both shots in your butt. And you'd be like, wow, it's happening. Yep, yeah, there it is. And it's just over, and it hurts for a little bit, and then you just kind of like over it. It's really just the shock, because you don't know, they're not telling you when they're gonna start. They just kind of like tell you to unbutton your pants, and they kind of pull it down, and then yeah, but it wasn't as bad as everybody made it seem. A female sent in a question about shaving her legs, her armpits, and her girly bits. You're not gonna care. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's probably gonna be the last thing that you're thinking about, is shaving your girly bits. Now, I had some people on my flight who did it like every other week or every Sunday, and I probably shouldn't know what schedule they were shaving their vagina in, but I knew because we're all in the shower together. Because it's very common for you to just see someone throw their leg up on the wall and start mowing the grass or whatever. But you're probably not gonna care. I really don't see what was the point, but that's just me. Do you utilize your Sundays? Sundays is the best. What? Did I graduate from high school? Did I pass 3rd grade English? Sundays are the days that you should use to shave your legs or anything else you want to shave. Do your hair if you're a woman of color. I know y'all really been asking me about hair and stuff, and yes, I'm gonna make a whole video about it, but Sundays are days that you should really utilize washing your hair. No, you're not gonna be able to straighten your hair. Some people ask me that. I went to BMT with braids, and I came back with my natural hair. My braids lasted about 2 weeks. You're sweating, you're gross, and it's just like, you honestly get sick of it. So yeah, you're gonna probably end up, no matter what you do with your hair, you're gonna end up having your natural hair out at some point. And honestly, you probably would prefer it anyways, because those braids got hot and heavy and they start to smell bad. Another question that a lot of you guys have been asking me, especially my WOCs out there, is do they have products for African American or any other kind of more coarse hair type in the BX? And they do. So a question I got a lot was, what is my BMT job? Not my Air Force job. So my BMT job, or my detail, was, okay, so 0 week I was in latrine, just because I don't know how I ended up being on latrine. I don't know what happened. We're just standing there, and he just started asking us these random questions, and he was like, everybody has to raise your hand at some point. Who's a really clean person? I was like, cool, you're in latrine, you latrine crew. And it kind of just happened, which is fine with me. Honestly, I'd rather do latrine than some other jobs. Like laundry, everyone's always up laundry's butt about their laundry. I didn't want to deal with that. And EC monitor, everyone hated them, so I definitely didn't want to be EC monitor, but I was fine doing latrines. All I had to do was the sinks anyways. I was perfectly fine with that. Until week 1, where I was selected to be an element leader, and apparently element leaders don't need to be cleaning sinks and toilets and latrines. So me, my dorm chief, and another element leader, we all got pulled from latrine to do those jobs instead, and we ended up being high phasers and mid phasers, and just walked around making sure everyone else was doing their jobs as well, their details as well. My detail was latrine, 0 week. First week I got chosen to be an element leader, so I was an element leader until I got fired from being an element leader in week 6. Now if you want to know why I got fired, it's actually really stupid. It's something that I did wrong. I take full responsibility of it, but it was something that was kind of like health related, so I understand why they took it so seriously and like fired me. But yeah, I wasn't that upset about it. Yeah, and then after I got fired from being an element leader, they put me back in the latrine where I belong, so that was that. But thank you so much for watching. Leave some questions in the comment box, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.